Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
New at 6, a teenage girl is in the hospital following a freak accident and explosion at a local hair salon. Glad you're with us for Local 4 News at 6. The 14-year-old girl suffered serious injuries because of a hairspray can left too close to a curling iron heater.
Yeah, tonight we're learning more about her injuries and what her hairstylist is saying about all of this. Sean Lake talked with the teen's mother. He is live at Children's Hospital tonight with more. Sean.
We just checked with Tanasia Brown's mother again. She's inside at her bedside. She says she's in good spirits. Her injuries to her face are absolutely awful when a can of hairspray, as you explained, exploded into Tanasia's face. The hairdresser is unlicensed. She was leasing a chair in the salon doing hair. She is saying on Instagram tonight she's taking responsibility for this, for putting the hairspray too close to a heating element, and it exploded.
She wants to be a doctor. Yeah, she have her whole life ahead of her.
Latina Johnson's beautiful 14-year-old daughter Tanasia Brown wants to be a doctor, but right now a team of doctors is working to help the teen inside Children's Hospital. Tanasia has lost sight in one eye. Her eye socket is shattered. Her nose is broken. Muscle and bone inside her mouth are fractured. It happened Saturday afternoon as Tanasia was having her hair done. A can of hairspray left too close to a curling iron heater exploded right into her face. Videos all over YouTube can show you how powerful a hairspray can explosion is. Tanasia was rushed to the hospital.
And when I got to Sinai Grace, they had my daughter in the trauma center, and I just bust out in tears.
The hairdresser's name is Kumani. On her Instagram page, she's taking responsibility for the explosion. Tanasia saw the stylist showing off her work on Instagram, booked an appointment where she states on her page, quote, "Please be advised that I am an unlicensed hairstylist attending cosmetology school in order to obtain my license."
She tells me, I don't have insurance, I don't own the shop, I'm leasing the shop. So I say, well, my baby is here in the hospital. What are we gonna do? And that was it.
This mother says holding people responsible will come later. She's focused right now on her daughter's recovery.
She's in good spirit. She just keeps asking me, Mommy, will I be able to see again? And I'm just comforting her to let her know you're gonna be okay and we're gonna get through this.
Mom and daughter and family got to get through this together. We reached out to the hairdresser. She didn't get back to us. We wanted to talk to her. However, she's been very vocal, Kimberly and Devin, on Instagram, saying how devastated she is by this. She's upset that it happened. She says she is very sorry. At the same time now, people are chiming in. She says she's getting threats as well. Tanasia's here. It's unclear how long she will be here. Her mother tells me once she's out, she will be making a police report and contacting an attorney. Live at Children's, Sean Lake, Local 4, back to you.
It's awful, but we certainly wish Tanasia the best. Sean, we appreciate your report tonight.
Energy prices are soaring. You're probably noticing it on your utility bills. DTE is launching a new effort that can help you save, but it also depends on when you do things like the laundry or the dishes, all centered around the hours of 3 in the afternoon until 7 in the evening. Business editor Rod Maloney joining us now from Allen Park with how this works. Rod.
Well, Devin, most people in Metro Detroit should be checking their mailbox and maybe have already received one of these. It's a time of day pamphlet from DTE. And though it doesn't say this directly, it's kind of letting you know that it's time to perhaps go out, if you haven't already, and get yourself a thermostat that you can adjust in time of day. Gwen Old of Dearborn lives in a stately old bungalow that's classic and sturdy, but when it comes to energy efficiency,
the house is pretty leaky.
The wall switch is ornate, the freezer full, the air conditioners waiting for the hot weather. Gwen says of these new time of day rates,
I mean, anytime you get a raise, and that's pretty significant. So I guess that's something that will be hard for a lot of people to take.
Technically, it's not a price hike. Michigan's Public Service Commission asked the state's utilities to tell customers more clearly what gets charged and, more importantly, when. Right now, you're paying between 16.9 and 18.6 cents per kilowatt hour. From October to May, between the hours of 3 and 7 p.m., the rates will stand pat at 16.75 cents per kilowatt hour. The rest of the day, the rates drop to 15.45 cents per kilowatt hour. In the summer heat between June and September, the 3 to 7 p.m. rate jumps to a staggering 20.98 cents per kilowatt hour. Trevor Lauer is DTE's president.
20 hours a day, and then all weekends for all year long, you have a fixed rate, which is lower than our current rate. And then what we're trying to reflect from 3 to 7 is the most expensive time to generate power.
For Gwen and her family, it's a manageable ask, considering they already have a programmable thermostat that Gwen controls from her cell phone app.
For 4 hours out of the day, if we turn it down, and if we can turn after 7, we can start getting the temperature lowered so that we can sleep better.
So this is not a price hike that you might consider normally. It is just the Michigan Public Service Commission is asking DTE and the other utilities to do this. They claim, at least the utility claims, that it's revenue neutral to them, but it may not be for you. So that programmable thermostat and not running things like your washer, dryer, pool pump, if you have one, between 3 and 7 is the thing you're definitely going to want to make sure you're on top of. Reporting live, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Going to take some thought and some planning. All right, Rod. Let's get to an update now on a disturbing story from Detroit's east side. We now know the identity of a woman whose body was found in a shallow grave.
Her family says she is Alyssa Itchu, a 28-year-old woman who went missing in September. Her body was found last week in the backyard of a home on Hilldale near Van Dyke. Detroit police say they're still investigating and waiting on a cause of death. The FBI is also involved.
A Macomb County woman is charged with killing her ex-boyfriend. Prosecutors say Taisha Wadlington got into a fight with her 36-year-old ex in their Bruce Township home back in November. Police say she shot and killed him at the Springbrook Estates mobile home park on Van Dyke near 33 Mile. A child was there at the time. Today, Wadlington went before a judge on a charge of second-degree murder.
Tonight, we're getting a look at how the Detroit Police Department plans to reduce crime in the new year. Newly released numbers from 2022 show rapes and robberies are down, but murders and carjackings are up. Priya Mann is live at DPD headquarters. Priya, one of the biggest increases was in stolen cars.
Yeah, that's right, Kim. We're talking about a 45% change. In 2021, 6,747 vehicles were stolen. In 2022, 9,761 vehicles were stolen. That's a 45% change. The chief says he is seeing a lot more young people involved in crimes like this and says overall, though, violent crime in Detroit is down 11%.
We are proud of those reductions, but we're certainly not bragging.
An increase of 1 homicide in 2022 compared to the year prior, from 308 murders to 309 in Detroit.
When you're talking 300 homicides, 1 homicide is one too many, but 300 is certainly a significant number in our community.
One area with the largest reduction, sexual assaults, from 818 in 2021 to 697 last year.
We're seeing teenagers as young as 14 and 15 engaging in violent crime, and it appears to be driven in large part by beefs and conflicts over social media.
Chief White says crimes involving young people are up significantly, including in the first week of this year.
You can look at those metrics and say, well, how did that impact, or what did the department do to impact those numbers? And I think it's proactive policing, engagement, reducing those opportunities for violence, and getting those weapons off the street.
There were 105 fewer non-fatal shootings last year compared to the year prior. Aggravated assaults were down 11% and robberies down 7%.
Yeah, and the chief is pointing at those numbers, saying that we are headed in the right direction, but says more work needs to be done. He says this year you can expect increased police patrols. He also thanked the mayor for increasing the police budget, as well as the union for completing the collective bargaining process, saying that would allow the department to recruit and hire more trained police officers. Reporting live at DPD headquarters, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Okay, Priya, thanks.
A Detroit high school is shifting to online learning because the majority of the classrooms now have flood damage.
The pipes burst over the holiday break at Southeastern High School. The Detroit Public Schools Community District estimates it will take nearly 2 months to repair all that damage. Online learning will begin Thursday. Students can pick up laptops tomorrow, and Wednesday, the district is looking for another building to get students back in person.
All right, let's turn to forewarned weather as we take a live look at Ford Field. Sun actually came out this afternoon, of course gone now, but a very welcome sight for the Lions after that win in Green Bay. It really did feel, in fact, the sun came out, right?
Yeah, maybe it was just for that. That's exactly right. Let's get over to Kim Adams with a look at your first forecast, Kim.
Yeah, it did feel like we just started anew, right?
Yeah.
Like the new year just started today with all that sunshine. We've got temperatures right now above normal. The normal high is 32. We're at 38 in the city in Mount Clemens. 36 in Pontiac, mid-30s out at Metro Airport. We're warmer than we were yesterday by about 8 degrees in Pontiac, 7 degrees warmer in Mount Clemens. We're trending in the right direction, and by the middle of the week, we'll get back into the 40s. But we do have wind chills to talk about because there's a light breeze, so it only feels like it's in the upper 20s in Ann Arbor and Metro. 30 is the current wind chill in Pontiac. Tomorrow, well, we have increasing clouds overnight tonight, so we'll start the day with clouds. Could be a flurry, maybe a little drizzle midday, and then in the afternoon and evening, skies will start to clear back out again. We might get a break or two of late day sun, but certainly not as sunny as it was today. If you'd like to keep up to date on all this latest weather information, the best way to do it is to download the Forewarned Weather app. You can take a look at the interactive radar right in the palm of your hand. Just go to your favorite app store, type in WDIV, and download the free Forewarned Weather app.